Imagine a game so wild, it involved real lions and gladiators. Welcome to the ancient Roman Colosseum. But did you know the Romans also had bizarre and surprisingly fun games that were less about blood and more about brains and balance? Let's rewind to ancient times and explore some quirky games and entertainment that might just blow your mind. Picture this. You're in ancient Egypt around 3000 BCE. People aren't just building pyramids. They're also playing a board game called Senet. It looks a bit like modern backgammon and was super popular among pharaohs and peasants alike. The game was more than just fun. It was believed to be a journey through the afterlife, where each move could mean life or death in the spiritual realm. Imagine playing a game where your fate after death hangs in the balance. Fast forward to ancient Greece, where the Olympics began. But not the Olympics we know today. Besides foot races and wrestling, Greeks loved a game called Episkyros. Think of it as a wild, ancient version of soccer mixed with rugby, played with two teams trying to throw a ball over the opponent's line. It was so rough that players sometimes ended up with broken bones, but it was a major crowd pleaser and a way to train soldiers for battle. Now let's hop over to the Viking Age. Vikings weren't just fierce warriors. They loved their games too. One favorite was Hnefatafl, a strategic board game kind of like chess. The goal? Protect your king in the center of the board from a swarm of attackers. It was so beloved that boards have been found carved into stone in Viking settlements. This game wasn't just entertainment, it sharpened minds for real-life strategy and tactics in warfare. Meanwhile, in ancient China, around 500 BCE, people played a game called Cuju, considered the earliest form of soccer. But this wasn't just a casual kickabout. It was a competitive sport with rules, referees, and even royal sponsorship. Cuju matches could attract thousands of spectators who cheered on their favorite teams, showing that the love for team sports has ancient roots. Back in Rome, beyond the brutal gladiator fights, there was a popular pastime called Ludus Latronculorum, a tactical board game resembling modern checkers or chess. Roman soldiers played it to pass time and practice strategic thinking. It was so widespread that it was mentioned in ancient texts and found carved into walls and stones across the empire. Let's not forget the more unusual forms of entertainment. In medieval Europe, there was a quirky tradition called the Feast of Fools, where social roles were flipped. Peasants could mock nobles, and the usual order was turned upside down for a day. This was part celebration, part performance art, and part social commentary, showing how entertainment could challenge societal norms. So why do these ancient games and entertainments matter? They reveal that fun and play have always been a core part of human culture, reflecting social values, military training, and even spiritual beliefs. From the strategic battles of Hnefatafl to the deadly thrills of the Colosseum, games were more than just pastimes. They were a mirror of the societies that created them. Next time you play a board game or watch a sports match, remember, you're part of a tradition thousands of years old. And here's a thought to leave you with. Did you know the earliest recorded game rules come from ancient Mesopotamia, carved into clay tablets over 4,500 years ago? What does that say about our need for competition and fun? Could it be that games are one of the oldest forms of human connection? So what ancient game would you try if you could? A strategic Viking showdown, a mystical Egyptian board game, or a chaotic Greek ball match? The past is full of surprises. Sometimes all it takes is a game to discover them.